Happy Halloween.
3 things that I will not apologize for as a modern-day vampire. Number 1, I will not apologize if my outfit makes you uncomfortable. I am forced to wear this every time I leave the house, so if you're uncomfortable, think of how it makes me feel. Number 2, I will not apologize for my nocturnal schedule. I am completely allergic to the sun. There's no point in me being awake through most of the day. And number 3, I will not apologize for taking pride in calling myself a vampire. And if that bothers you, it's probably just because you can't use the word against me anymore.
Oh, my Lord.
LGBTQV?
No, just crazy. C-R-A-C-Y. Crazy. She's a vampire. And she gives you a tour around her house where she's got like shades up and all kinds of stuff just in case the sun comes in and she catches fire. She's dressed up too where you can't see her but her eyes because she's worried that she could catch fire at any given time. I'm not going to apologize for that.
Does she look like she would be hot?
She looks, you know what she looked like? She's the hot chicks, the dorks who are LARPing around on the weekend, think is the hot chick. Like she's, a lick of paint here, lick of paint there. She's all right.
Okay.
Lick of paint.
Couple lead chips.
You know what I mean? I mean, she's, it's like, yeah, she's, because in some of the pictures and some of the things when I was watching this, I mean, she's got kind of a banging bod and her face is okay. But then she tells you you're a vampire and you're like, I'm out. You're crazy. First of all, I'm a werewolf, so we're not going to get along.
That is a media distortion. Werewolves and vampires do get along.
No, we don't. We've had a falling out. So, swearwolves. You got to see that show, man. I'm telling you. What We Do in the Shadows. Have you seen that, Ken?
Never seen it.
No.
So What We Do in the Shadows was originally it's one of those pretend documentaries done by the Flying Conchords guys, and what's his name, Jermaine Clement, and was it? I always say his name wrong. Taika Waititi. Is that his name? The director.
That's close.
Yeah, I always say Tiki Tawara, but I don't think that's his name.
That sounds better.
But it's a show that is on FX where they're all vampires and they live in like Rhode Island, and because they're just hilarious.
How do you work 14 hours a day and have time to watch all these movies and TV?
It's on. See, like today, I'm watching The Exorcist, right? If you guys want to know what's going on, I'm watching The Exorcist. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting there. And I've got in my studio, and I've got my TV over here, and in between doing my show and prepping, I've got it on, and I've got the subtitles on because I'm watching it, and I can do that, and stuff that I know is going to be really cool. I try to make sure I stop it in the break so I can watch it. I'm like, oh,
here comes the puke.
Here comes the puke. Help an altar boy out, Father. So, yes, I'm dressed like Linda Blair today, if you can see it. And I also have very new respect for long-haired folks. And also a why. There is also the why. Why would you do this to yourself? Have you ever done a man bun, Bill?
No, I don't know how to do it, and I'm never really not interested in learning.
I would, after having long hair, I'd be like, I'd probably do that.
No, if I want to get my hair out of the way, I just pull it back in a ponytail.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I would do a man bun because it looks more like you're a samurai if you do it right. But again,
I did used to do a ponytail where I would take the center part of my hair and put it in a ponytail.
Yeah, that's kind of like a man bun, right?
And I still had the sides hanging down, which looks a little samurai-like.
That's cool because you want to be samurai. You could have been a samurai for
Halloween.
I
want to be a ninja.
Well, they're the same.
No, they are not.
They are.
They are not the same.
Ninjas were the samurais who were doing stuff that was too sneaky. They would put on, that's what they were. They all trained to the same thing, but they would be used in emergency like a SWAT team.
Then they would call them sneaky samurai and not ninja.
Sneaky samurai ninjas? The worst kind.
I'd be a Mandalorian. I like their helmets.
They do have helmets. Yeah, they do have pretty cool. I've never. Here's the thing. I've watched like a half episode of The Mandalorian.
It's not bad.
My buddy's like, dude, it's you would love this, Chad. This is the coolest one of all the crap they've ever done since they've taken over and ruined all the Star Wars stuff. Is this because it's like a Western in space? I'm surprised he never got his own actual movie.
There was a plan to do that, but when Solo failed, they got rid of the side.
Solo did fail. Yeah. Solo failed. So I was just, somebody just said how much they like you guys, how much they love that show. What Did We Do in the Shadows, man? It's hilarious because the one in Australia where it's set originally, they fight with the werewolves. Ooh. And the werewolves cuss, and then the head of the werewolves, guys, are we werewolves or are we swearwolves? But it is so ridiculous. It's one of those mockumentary things where they've got the camera, but you're not supposed to know there's a camera.
Yeah, like and Christopher Guest.
And they've got their helper, and their helper, his name is Guillermo, and he is so funny. But they fight, there's zombies, there's werewolves, there's goblins, but the funny thing is they don't believe in ghosts. That's where they draw the line. They don't believe in ghosts. You guys have to watch. If you've never seen it, it is funny. It is absolutely. And Matthew Berry, who is in the show, somebody just said he's amazing. He is so ridiculously funny in this show because some of the stuff he does is so over the top ridiculous because they're all over the top. They live in this big mansion that's falling apart, and it is just so. One of them gets a genie, and he requests something, and every time he requests something, there's always a fallout because you have to be specific. Like he wants this woman to love him. She won't stop loving him to the point of annoyance, right? And so that's the consequences to those things. So if you guys have never seen that and you want a funny thing, What We Do in the Shadows is great. The It Crowd is also great.
Somebody brought up a good point. Mandalorians are not allowed to take their helmets off ever.
Yeah.
So what do they do when they're,
They just don't.
Well, you got to do something or you'd run out of Mandalorians.
Well, hold on a second.
They clanking helmets?
No, I don't think, but you have to become a Mandalorian. You just can't be born a Mandalorian.
Yeah, you're not born with a little helmet on.
How do you know? Have you ever seen one give birth?
No, but, it's probably like the Spartans back in the day. You get caught or your family dies. They take this kid in. They train him up. He becomes a Mandalorian, and they, get him to bite into the cult.
Let's call up Pedro Pascal right quick and find out.
Is he?
He's the Mandalorian.
Okay, he is the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He was actually both the body and voice the first season, and now he's just the voice.
He's just the voice now.
Oh, my goodness.
So he doesn't have to wear that outfit.
He doesn't even have to go into work.
He just does the voice.
That's a cool thing to do. Yeah, that's a great thing, right? Like we get to do something like that. Everybody else has got to act. That's pretty awesome. That is.
Well, you still got to act. You just don't have to do.
Yeah, but you don't have to get dressed up,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because I was watching, talking about the greatest horror movie of all time, The Exorcist, and even at 14, it took him 2 to 4 hours to get her in her makeup.
Wow.
And the lady who did the voice, they did the same thing to her because they wanted to film, even when she was just doing a voice part and they didn't need her, they wanted her, and they attached her to a bed that was next to, because they wanted her to go through the same things that she was going through in the movie.
Wonder if they paid her as much as Linda Blair.
Well, and funny thing is, she was Academy Award winner.
She probably got more than Linda Blair then.
Probably. Linda was 14 at the time. And I don't know if you guys know, like, the story. When the movie opened up, because this is before it opened up everywhere. So it opened up in, like, New York, Chicago, L.A. They had doctors at the theaters because people were vomiting and passing out.
If I were an usher, I would have quit first day.
Yeah. So people were throwing up. They were getting out of there as fast as possible because they were terrified by what they were seeing, because they'd never seen anything like that before. They had never seen anything where you look over and you see, this girl's head spin around. And I was watching some like interviews and they were out there and they're like, are you going to go back in? Well, I can't leave my friend in there alone, but I needed to come out here and sit down because I fainted like 20 minutes into the movie. And then people were starting to go to challenge themselves. Could they sit through the movie?
That just amazes me. You look at that now, and it's still scary, but with the head twisting around, that's so obviously a doll.
Yeah,
but it's back then people were fainting and getting sick from it, and you watch it now, it's like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was crazy. But you got to think, again, look at the time. This is what we had. At the time, it's like even when you watch American Werewolf in London, and that's the first, Rick Baker was the first one to win an Academy Award for makeup and stuff. The hand, all that stuff. Nowadays, they do that all on computer.
Yeah.
Look at the time, though, of what you had. Because you didn't
have work he had to put into and the research and development that he had to do to get that to work.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like with Linda Blair, she would talk about, they wanted, and they, every day, William Friedkin, the director, they went over to her and first thing in the morning, how are you doing? Are you okay? Because she said the further they got into it, the more that it started to become the part where, she does things that are, awful, says horrible things.
Act scared or would kill your puppy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
it does get more
the crucifix
degenerate as it goes along. And
yeah. And they wanted to make sure that, like, are you doing okay? How are you? Because she was already on television. She'd done stuff before, but nothing like this. This turned her into a megastar.
Yeah.
And then nobody would hang out with her. And think about that. They pulled her out of school. Her friends, she said, I didn't have any friends because nobody wanted to hang out with me. Nobody said, oh, we should write that Linda character over here because all they thought of, she's the devil.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was.
She's not even legal.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what did they do? She dated Rick Springfield. I think she was like 16 when she dated Rick Springfield.
I think that's right. 16 or 17, something like that. And he was in his like mid-20s or
I think so.
Late 20s.
But, she had no friends. Well, it's like you hear stories about Drew Barrymore, right? Like they're in Studio 54, and I'm like, she's 5.
And it's Drew telling the story.
Yeah, she's 5 years old. Why is she there?
Because that's where the cocaine was.
That's where the cocaine was.
Little Drew.
I
love her.
That whole thing, and then the mysteries around the stage burned down, everything burned down, but the one room, which was the room that they were doing everything for the Exorcist. You had people die before, during, and right after the movie came out. So there was always about this curse. And was there a curse? Was there not a curse? I don't know. But it's great folklore, and it got nominated for 10 Academy Awards. People forget that's like the first real horror movie to be nominated for anything.
Did it win any?
Won 2. Best sound and best adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and Friedkin said this when he directed the movie, he wanted to put it where it's an average place, it's an average house, it's an average group of people, but in the average house with the average group of people in a room, something is going on. Meaning people are walking by the house every day. They're living their lives, not knowing the hell and the turmoil that is going on in that room and what that little girl's facing. And adjusted for inflation, $2 billion. It made $400 million at $1 a ticket or whatever it was back then.
What'd they spend to make it?
Oh, God, it was nothing. It was like $10 million or something, $20 million. I mean, maybe. I mean, if you start counting in what it costs to, they go, so how much does it cost to? Because it was weird the way they did it. Because it wasn't until Jaws. It was $12 million to make, maybe 20 total. It made $441 million. That's pretty damn good.
It was originally budgeted at $5 million, and it ballooned to $12 million.
Ballooned.
Just like with Jaws, man, over 100%.
Yeah. But it made $441 million bucks. And they knew they had a winner. See, that's the difference. With Jaws, They filmed all of this stuff. They knew they had a winner. With Jaws, it's Spielberg is far away. They're on ocean. You're not getting dailies every day.
He saved that movie in editing.
He saved that movie. So the most famous part of that movie the jump scare is the tooth. And Ben Gardner's boat, when they go in there.
Oh, yeah, and the head pops out.
It never worked in the original. So the editor, who won an Academy Award, they went to her house. They brought the boat in. They filmed it in her pool they put milk-like substance in there to give it murky. Then he would go to the theater and watch people react to it, and then he would leave.
Wasn't that Lucas's wife?
It might have been.
I think it was.
Yeah, so. All right, coming up, we got a little Finally Friday sounds on this. Have you thought about being a vampire? You guys can't go out in the daytime. So talk 99.7.
All you need is blood.
All you need is blood, right? And you can go get to, find somebody. Because if you're a vampire, there's always somebody who wants to hang out with you. So you turn them at some point. So you kind of have a snack all the time. Just a thought. Just a thought out there. A lot of people like that. By the way, we're getting a lot of Mandalorian comments. And apparently, Belle, with their family and they're alone, they're allowed to take their helmets off.
That's weak sauce then. That's a sissy rule.
What you're saying is they're not committed to being Mandalorians.
They're not.
Or whatever
There's
they are.
no commitment there.
What are they?
Mandalorians.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how much I know about this.
They don't like Jedi.
They don't like
them.
the Jedi?
No.
Why is that?
I don't know. They had a big war.
Yeah.
Jedi and the Mandalorians had a big war.
Well, the Jedi's kind of a cult.
Well, and they got little fellas.
They do. They do. They do have little fellas. You got to watch out for those. Those little fellas are dangerous. That's what I know. All right, coming up, talk some more about who knows what and then some. Maybe some more fun stuff about Halloween. Many of you guys give me suggestions where to take the kiddos tonight. Because last year it was raining. We really didn't do anything. We didn't want to go anywhere because it was raining pretty nasty.
You're not even really close to a home neighborhood, are you?
We're not too far away, but a lot of people are saying go to Franklin or go over here. So, got your suggestions where to take the kiddos. Charlie likes to do it. The problem with Charlie is every stop is you give her a candy. She reaches in, grabs her candy, goes, oh, I like this. I'm going to eat it now.
Right there.
We
she
get home.
Gets home with nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. I'm like, oh. So, but we're all excited. So, like to find out. If you got any suggestions, let us know. We'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Is it Baby Yoda? Is that what it is? Is that who's? It's not Yoda, by the way.
That's what they called him in the first episode. His name's Grogu.
His name's Grogu.
Yeah.
Brian Wilson named his dog after.
Yeah. His name is Grogu, but it's not. But he came out and he's like, we love him. He's great. I'm like, by the way, I've tasted a few of them. They're horrible.
Little baby Yodas?
Yeah, they taste like raisins.
Yeah. How old is he, Bill? He's like 900 years old or something?
No. Yoda was 900 years old. I think Grogu's supposed to be something like 100.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm sure somebody on the
He's still a
text line will
baby.
tell us.
A little fella.
He's just a little fella. That's right. He's he's small. That's what we're trying to say.
A little fella whip your ass.
Well, that's because they're part of a cult. And that's how Scientology starts.
Space Mormons.
The Mormons are going to now start attacking us because Bell did it again. 3i Atlas. Somebody said, do you have any conspiracies? So if you guys know what 3i Atlas is, it's the spaceship coming here. I was watching Matt's buddy, Dusty. He was on with Nate Bargatze. He goes, I don't know why everybody thinks that if these are aliens, that they're smarter than us. And everybody kind of looked at him like, dude, what? Are you being serious right now? They would travel 50 billion years to get here, and they wouldn't be smarter than us? Well, maybe they're just good at travel.
That could be. They might have a good travel agent.
They're pretty good at travel. But it's not. This is what I think is going to happen. It's happening soon. All right? By the way, even J.D. Vance talked about UFOs the other day. They asked him about UFOs and whether or not, he thinks that this is going to, aren't you curious about it? He's like, yeah, I kind of am getting curious about it. And, because we've been so busy with other stuff and I want to focus on it. And they asked him, do you believe in it? He says, well, they might be demons. They might be angels. They might be this. They might be that. All I know is I'm saying my prayers. and hoping for the best. And unfortunately, his wife, was her name Ushra? Yeah, she's not. Did you see today what he said about her? Because I'd love her to be a Christian, but, she's not. She's like a secular Hindu. Oh, JD. But do I think it's interesting. The 3i Atlas is coming here.
Usha.
It's coming here. How far is it going to be from here? I don't know. What are the chances of us, there's all this stuff with it, but it has been odd in the way that it's moved, in the way that it's behaved. It's slowed down, it's sped up, it's changed course, it's done stuff that normally you wouldn't see happen. It's made of nickel, apparently. Just a whole bunch of nickels all pulled together. That's what they're here for, actually. They're coming here to get all the nickels they can get. You guys are the worst aliens ever. But I don't think they are. Well, if they're coming here, they're coming here to destroy us. That's it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but my assumption is if you're coming here, you're probably coming here because you want to conquer us.
That, or like Senator Kennedy said, maybe they'll just roll the windows up as they drive by.
They might just get in and go, yeah, this is a very loud place. This is very loud. Do I think that they're, no, I look, if there is something, and look, I'm not one, I don't think we're the only ones out there. Infinity is a long, long way. I think people think we just get to a point where there's just nothing, right? Like it's a door. We hit a door. We can't go any further. But I think that if there is anything, it's dimensional. So the different dimensions are there. And sometimes we get wobbles in those dimensions. Somebody will come through and go out and come through and go out. And the more that you see, astrophysicists and stuff, it used to be like it was 3%. But the more that science has grown, the more that they're like, yeah, there's a very good chance that we're just kind of living in the world, a Sims world.
Rod Serling was way ahead of himself.
Yeah. Way ahead of himself. Absolutely. And so was, go look at The Matrix.
Yeah.
Because that's all about different dimensions. So, so is there another, like I said yesterday, there's a dimension where we're like ZZ Top, three of us. We're not on a radio show. We're rocking out somewhere. And there's another dimension where, we could start talking about there's all of these different dimensions. And I think it's more that than anything else, if there was to be. And we might think of them as aliens. And if there is aliens, I think we shouldn't be looking in the sky. I think we need to look in the ocean.
Well, if we're like ZZ Top, don't tell my wife about LaGrange.
About the what?
About LaGrange.
I won't.
She'd probably like your extra-dimensional beard better.
That's true.
Larry says, you won't see aliens, but you will see the Antichrist. Well, where are we going to see the Antichrist? Well, I know it's Peter Thiel, because that guy, all he talks about is the Antichrist. It's like, dude, could you shut up? Did you see the interview where he was, because if you guys know anything about Peter Thiel, he's one of the PayPal mafia guys. He funded a lot of Trump stuff and big behind Palantir and all of this stuff. He's really now, like, his hobby is the Antichrist. Like, that's a serious hobby. And somebody asked him, because he started getting into, it's going to be about computers and this, that, and the other. And then somebody said, how do you know you're not the Antichrist? And he's like, I don't. I'm like, well, that's not a good answer. That feels a little off. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because there is, even some of the people that are pure cynics are like, look, there's something odd about this. And then, you start hearing stories about what the government's doing, where some of the government's living. By the way, have you seen that? A lot of the government, the higher-ups, the Stephen Millers and whatnots, they're now living on bases in special housing. And they're like, well, we're worried about political violence. I'm like, are you? Or are you worried about the aliens? Are you worried about the aliens?
Don't trust the government to protect you. Get yourself a luxury underground bunker.
For $2.99. For $2.99. Maybe they're coming here to get the Bigfoots. Maybe that's who they're coming to get. Just like was it the Star Trek where they came to get the whales?
Yeah.
Remember that? They came to get the whales. That's so...
Voyage home.
They came to get the whales.
And I loved when they beamed the whales into the tank, but the tank was full of water, so I kept going, how the hell are they supposed to breathe?
Yeah. And why didn't the water, like, totally, when you put them in there, like you drop ice, it didn't explode.
Just go over the top.
Yeah. So Jared Kushner will be the Antichrist, says one person. No, that's not very nice.
Can you be Jewish and be the Antichrist?
Well, I mean,
It could be anybody.
Yeah, I think so. It can be, right? Can it be anybody? Or has it got to be... Yeah, it's got to be a certain... it can't be an old dude. I think it's got to be somebody younger who's charismatic. That kind of rules Jared Kushner out. He's not very charismatic.
He's not very charismatic.
Yeah, he's got a very flat personality.
If you're going with somebody, you got to have somebody who's like, that guy just seems like a duh. I mean, he's smart and he's rich, and boy, he never had any advantages. Works his way up came here with tens of millions of dollars in my hand. And look at me now. The Bigfoot thing, that'd be interesting. They came here, got the Bigfoot. That's all they wanted?
Maybe they're just, picking up. Vacation's over, and they're coming here to pick them up.
Maybe Wookiees. Was that what they were called? Wookiees?
Yes. Maybe
they're big feet.
Could be.
They have big feet.
They do. They're tall. Yeah, I think they're in the ocean, too. What was that noise?
That was me laughing.
What? And it's funny, because he always says, what do you mean we got to do this? And the thing's like, I didn't say that. I said, you're always wanting to do what you want to do. You never say, you know what, you're right. You're right. What was his name? Chewbacca? Chewie? You're right, yeah. Chewie. We don't need to fight this battle for this chick that's going to kiss her brother, and we're going to just ignore that happen.
She's going to kiss her brother instead of me.
Yeah. And they land on that planet with the little itty bitty guys that are just like the Wookiees.
Yeah, little Ewoks.
Yeah, that have mastered hair.
And they have bow and arrows.
They have bow and arrows and rocks. But oh, by the way, they can do a French braid. You know what? Somebody said Taylor Swift could be the Antichrist. Again, got to be charismatic. Got to be able to lead. Singing isn't leading, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Singing isn't leading. Ken, are you nervous for this weekend?
Yes.
So you got a big game?
Got a big game. Got to take on them Vols. High-powered offense.
They're orange.
Oh.
And it's at night, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a night game.
And they're going to do that spooky...
Well, it's going to be the big... I think they called it a blackout at Neyland Stadium, where everybody's going to wear their black Vols uniforms. Mostly black, then orange tees. And
then they're going to do the spooky Rocky Top. That spooky Rocky Top's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie to you. But you know what's fun? Shutting up 108,000 people.
Oh, man, if we could do that, boy, that'd be something.
That's what's fun. You have a chance. I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
And that's why they play the games.
That's why they play the games. I mean, that's it. They play the games because you never know what might happen. Anything is possible.
We're going to need them to make some mistakes.
Yes, but anything. And you guys are much closer. It's not like they used to tell stories of Lou Holtz would tell Notre Dame. They're playing Barbizon School of Cosmetology, right? They're 116-point favorites. And he's like, we may lose this game, guys. Yeah. We may lose it. That crap like that. Yeah, nobody buys that, Lou. All right? It's crap, Lou. You're not a motivator. You're an old guy with big ears. Chad, that's very mean. All right, coming up, I see him. He's wandering around. Matt's going to join the program as we bid you adieu on this Halloween. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. We're wrapping it up on this scary day. We are Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee. What?
You don't know about the Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee? Hohenwald, baby. I feel like we've had this discussion.
No.
We need to go.
Yeah.
They won't let you see the
movie
elephants
there, Matt?
They won't let you see the elephants.
Didn't they film a movie there?
Did they?
It was about like Matt Damon was in it or something.
Oh, we own a zoo or whatever it was?
Maybe that was. Maybe that's true, Bill. I don't know.
Wait, so they don't let you see the elephants?
No.
Then why would I go to a place that's like, hey, guys, come over
That's
to my
not what it's
aquarium.
for.
There's nothing in there.
It's not for you.
I know.
It's for the elephants.
Okay.
So their position is.
Are they asking me for money?
They are. Okay. So their position. So you can go to the visit. So they have a visitor center in downtown Hohenwald.
Yeah.
Where they have a lot of cameras set up so you can see the elephants in that way, and then you can learn about them. But they, gather elephants from all over the world. And their position is, and I kind of have a respect for this, they're like, we don't let humans see these elephants because we feel like humans have done enough to these elephants.
Yeah.
So they get them from like circuses and, captivity or
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely. I can understand
I
that.
told this story the other day. It's fascinating that, and this is true, that they've been doing this for like 30 or 40 years. And they had an elephant that was with them, that's been with them like 20 years. And when they get new elephants in, they, segregate them for a while just to make sure they acclimate them to the situation, to make sure they don't have an elephant fight or whatever. And they brought this one elephant in from a different part of the world, and this elephant started going absolute bonkers. And another elephant in a completely different part of the sanctuary started going bonkers. They had no idea why these two elephants were going bonkers, but they were just going crazy, just trumpeting and doing all these things. They do research, and they found out these elephants had been together 25 years before. And they remembered each other and knew each other, and they brought them back together. There's video of this online. It's absolutely fascinating.
That's what I was talking about. Elephants have such a long memory.
And it's odd because you're dressed like an elephant today.
I am, very much so. I'm dressed like the one and only Mrs. Reagan McNeil from the incredible Exorcist.
Yeah, that one will change you when you watch the unedited version.
Yes, it does.
And even the rated R version, I think for a while was edited.
Yeah.
Because they cut out a couple of scenes. Yeah.
It's an uncomfortable watch.
It makes you think, if this is what they left in, what the hell did they take out?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
They were never getting any kind of, like we were talking the other day about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Toby Hooper, who was the guy who did the movie, he kept talking to the Motion Picture Association, trying to get a G rating because there was no blood or cussing in it. They gave him originally an X. He was like, "What?" So you think about what was in the unedited versions of the director's cut, where they wanted,
Man, that's still that scene where that there's the scene in Texas Chainsaw where Leatherface comes out and he grabs the girl and he gets her to the door. It's still one of the creepiest scenes in all of horror movies, where he gets her to the door and she's screaming and there's music playing, there's everything's building up, and then that door slams and then it's silence.
Yeah.
And it's a beat of silence, and you're like, holy Lord, what is going on behind that door?
What kind of hell is that woman going through? What kind of a hell?
I mean, but the juxtaposition between the screaming and the yelling and then the silence.
The silence.
And the boom. And it was like, well, it's over for you, ma'am. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
This is not going to work the way you think.
This is not going to, you're not getting out of there.
This is definitely not it. What are you doing today? What are you talking about?
We'll get away from politics. I mean, we got to do a couple of the bigger stories, because obviously now Trump's calling for an end to the filibuster, yada, yada, yada. But we'll do that. We'll have some fun. I mean, it's a Friday. It's Halloween.
It's the Ween, baby.
And I don't know about you, Chad, but I kind of like Halloween. Do you like Halloween? I can't tell.
I've heard that Halloween is I didn't know. This is my normal Friday outfit. This is my normal. It took me a while to get ready.
You like the hair, don't you?
You know what? It drives me crazy. It's all over the place.
You don't know what to do with it.
I don't.
Maybe put it up. I don't know.
Well, we were talking about man buns earlier.
Yeah?
I don't know if I could do a man bun. I don't know. I don't think Reagan had a man bun.
I don't think so either.
She didn't. She had a lot of other problems, but a man bun, one of them.
You ever been? I went to. I've seen the steps.
Oh yeah, Maryland or DC,
Georgetown, I think, or something like that.
Right,
yeah, the steps. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
old Father Karras or whatever his name is.
Fell down. He broke his neck, and he didn't really break his neck because it was spun around. And then Father Karras, come at me, get at me.
Don't get anywhere near Chad. He'll turn your head around.
You guys be looking out for us tonight, because we're going to be trick-or-treating with the whole family. You have a good, safe Halloween. We'll do it again on Monday. Matt's right ahead. Boomer Sooner!